Picture a modern trading floor. Shouting, screens, money moving at light speed. Now, rewind to the 1400s. The port of Malacca was the ancient equivalent. Arab, Chinese, and Indian merchants all converging here to trade. With many different people bringing in many different goods, bartering wasn't going to cut it. To keep trade flowing, the Malacca Sultanate needed a reliable way to exchange value, a local currency system. So they began minting their own coins from tin and gold. Look at this early gold coin from the region, the Golden Kupang version 1.0. Notice the edges. Made by hammering hot lumps of metal by hand, they came out irregularly shaped. They were meant to be round, but rarely were. The gold inside the coin was perfectly valuable, but that lopsided, unpredictable shape created a major security flaw in the market. That flaw opened the door to an ancient financial crime known as coin clipping. It worked like this. A dishonest merchant would take a blade and shave a tiny sliver of gold off the edge of a coin. They would keep the gold dust to melt down later, and then spend the shaved coin as if it still held its full original value. Take a look at the top coin in this historical record. Because these coins were already lumpy to begin with, the person receiving the money couldn't easily tell if a piece was missing. It just looked like another bumpy circle. Over time, as hundreds of shaved coins circulated from hand to hand, the actual amount of gold in the local economy shrank. To make up for the missing weight, sellers started demanding more coins for the exact same goods. This invisible theft caused prices to rise across the board. If the Sultanate didn't fix this leak, they risked losing the trust of the foreign merchants keeping their port alive. To stop the bleeding, the government needed a hardware upgrade. Sultan Muzaffar Shah decided to completely overhaul how Malacca made its money. Instead of taking random lumps of metal and smashing them with a hammer, royal goldsmiths started flattening the gold into thin, even sheets. Then they would cut them into specific, uniform shapes known as planchets. Think of it like using a cookie cutter on rolled-out dough, rather than squishing dough balls flat with your hands. It was an early form of quality control, ensuring every single piece started with the exact same dimensions. By forcing every coin to begin its life with a standardized weight and a clean edge, the Royal Mint laid the groundwork for their most important anti-theft feature. The shape they chose for the upgraded coupon was a rigid, 8-sided octagon. Look at this diagram. It shows the core advantage of this shape. It gives you visual proof if someone has messed with your money. If you shave the edge of a circle, it still looks like a circle. But if you clip the corner off an octagon, the damage is instantly noticeable. The straight lines and sharp angles are ruined. Even a quick glance tells you the geometric symmetry is broken, and someone has stolen a piece of the coin. Here are two examples of the upgraded coins from the historical records. You can clearly see those distinct 8-sided borders. A merchant operating in the shadows couldn't shave these down without making it glaringly obvious. By relying on these rigid, straight lines, Malacca took away the cheater's advantage. Foreign merchants could trade freely again, confident that the coins in their hands held their true value. You might be wondering, why exactly 8 sides? Why not a simple square or a hexagon? The answer lies in the Rub el-Hizb, a traditional Islamic geometric symbol. If you take a square, which represents the earthly world, and rotate a second square over it, you create an 8-pointed star, a symbol of divine balance and harmony. Notice the pattern in this architectural tile work. The merchants walking through Malacca would see these exact same 8-pointed designs carved into the mosques and palaces around them. By aligning the shape of their money with their sacred spaces, the Sultanate associated Malacca's markets with divine fairness and order. To a merchant, the coin in their pocket felt as reliable as the stone in the city's walls. This golden era met a violent disruption in 1511. The Portuguese invaded Malacca, confiscating the Sultanate's currency and melting it down to erase their economic footprint. The royal court was forced into exile, fleeing the city. But the financial system didn't die in the fire. When the retreating royals established the new Johor Sultanate to the south, they deliberately kept making their coins in the exact same shape. Take a look at this catalog page showing coins from the much later reign of Sultan Abdul Jalil Shah III. Long after the fall of Malacca, the distinct octagonal shape remains identical. Changing the shape of the money while the government was already in exile would have caused mass panic in the trading ports. Traders across Southeast Asia already trusted the 8-sided coin as a reliable standard of quality. The octagonal kupang survived because it solved a universal problem. It was a durable piece of financial technology, a simple geometric rule that preserved the economic sovereignty of a people long after their physical capital was lost.